The title for today's video is Meditate. God damn it! And this is...
He didn't tell me that.
choosing a topic. This is the title and also kind of words of wisdom towards myself. Because meditation is the answer. Very often we search for all the different things, and for myself it's very often the last thing I do, but always when I do it, it always works. It's always the answer for me. And so meditation is an amazing tool. If you follow any of our other work or videos or Integral, then you'll know we talk very often about stages of consciousness and evolution. How do we move from one stage to another? And there are different tools that are really supportive in that. And meditation is one of the key tools, actually, the key one. Because what meditation does, it helps us to unstick from our identity. If we're identified, if our cultural beliefs or individual beliefs or ways of looking at the world, a particular structure or stage of consciousness, then meditation is really an unsticking. It's peeling ourselves back to witness it. And this witnessing helps us to create an object out of a subject. Doesn't sound very sexy, but it is a really important thing in Tantra, in evolution. When we are in a stage, we are fused with it. We cannot really see beyond it. We just are that. As a child, say there's a certain stage where maybe you just are the emotions and sensations that run through your body. There's a certain point where you're able to step back and start witnessing that as well, and taking perspectives on it. Maybe that happens when you're 45, I don't know. So this unsticking helps us to witness the previous stage that we're at, that we couldn't see it because we were just in it. And when that becomes an object, then we're able to then move to the next stage. So meditation, this unsticking from our identity, is super important. You want to say something about meditation?
No idea. Yes, I agree definitely. Yet I started meditating. Like my first experience with meditation was almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago, and I remember how angry I got because the guide told me, like he showed me how to do it and how to get the state that you're describing, and then he said, okay, and now you find your way to get there. And it took me really many years of practice, of leaving the practice, of going back to the practice, then again being offended on the practice because it doesn't work and I don't want to do it. And still I find myself that in the situations where I know I'm overwhelmed, my nervous system is shaking, or I'm triggered, and I know I need to meditate, and then once I sit, the real nightmare starts. It's not like I'm unsticking. I'm swimming in this glue of mind fogs, of thoughts, of obsessive ideas. So not so often it is so easy to do it and to get to the state of like unglue and start watching it. And this is why what I love about what we're doing, and also in Awaken as Love, is very often we first activate the sympathetic nervous system. So we boost the energy in the body. So whether it's dancing or any other activity that supports this part of our nervous system, and it gets it into the peak. And after that, it is so much easier to relax and to activate the parasympathetic nervous system when we can, when it's so much easier to actually unglue and unstick.
Yes, so meditation is, as Riya was saying, it's a state. We move through, as well as growing up in the world, we're also moving through states of consciousness. And so there's a kind of inner experience of that. And there's also an outer reality of brainwave patterns are changing. We're normally in this beta, slightly faster brainwave in waking state, and as we go to sleep at night, we're kind of those brainwaves slow down. But also in meditation, there's a slowing down, and in our experience of reality changes depending on the brainwave state we're in. As children, we're often in a much slower brainwave state. Actually, we're in a kind of more receptive brainwave state, and as adults, it's much faster. We don't really take in new information, but the amount we can learn as children is huge. It's vast, and it's because we're in this very hypnagogic kind of reality that we're just absorbing like sponges. So it's a great way to kind of help to open ourselves up to see the world with fresh eyes again, is to practice meditations. And there's many different types. As Riya is saying, active meditations are really great. If you find just sitting on a cushion, you just become even more aware and more frustrated with your mind, then to do something to exhaust yourself first, and then the peace, the ease happens all by itself. You don't need to try so much, because very often the effort gets in the way of the
Stop thinking.
the experience.
Stop thinking.
Yes, yeah.
Don't think about the pink elephant.
Yeah. Riya does this to me every morning when I wake up.
What do I do to you?
Stop thinking. I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
So I want to offer a very simple method of meditation today that's very good if you're starting out, and it's just to help bring your attention back to yourself. So with our mind, thoughts have an energy of their own. They just carry out like waves. When you drop a pebble into water and it creates these ripples, they're constantly rippling out across the mind from the center. And as they do this, you find one way just to bring yourself back to the center over and over again. So it could be using a sentence that we say. We use one thought to help as an anchor to bring us back to the center, and we repeat that thought or that sentence inside our head every time that we notice that we've drifted away into the dream, drifted into thought. So you might be sitting there and perfect intention to meditate, and then suddenly you realize you're thinking about your bank statement, or what's happening with the coronavirus, or about some other person, or an argument you might have had, and you become very busy with it. And in the midst of that, maybe it takes 10 minutes, you might catch yourself and go, oh, I'm meant to be meditating. And you can either just catch it and just come back to silence, or you can use a phrase which helps to penetrate through those ripples back into the center. You can say, it could be an affirmation or something as a key word that helps to remind you. It could be a gratitude for something. And then again, you fall into the sleep, you fall into the dream, you get busy. Again, as soon as you notice, forgive yourself, don't beat yourself up about it. Use that thought, use that moment for awareness, just come back to the center. And again, and this will happen over and over again. It might be that you only come back to the center 5 times, the first time you ever try this. And that doesn't matter, because every stopping, breathing, and just recognizing that we got carried away by our thoughts is a chance to become more still, more centered, more in peace, more present here. So this is something you do with your eyes closed. You can also do it with your eyes open. You can look out at a beautiful sunrise. We're in Costa Rica, we have incredible views here. Or it can be while you're shopping. It doesn't matter. It's actually very helpful to do these practices in the midst of life, not just as something I practice then and I'm Buddha for 20 minutes in the morning, the rest of the day I'm an absolute nightmare. So the more we can practice this in daily life, in the midst of an argument, the more present we can just keep reminding ourselves, come back to presence, then the more easeful, the more centered we become.
I can share the shortest meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's inhale, exhale, fuck it. Very short.
Very short.
Very effective.
So let's do it one last time. Fuck it. Great. Thank you.